Yo, what is good, people? It's your boy Paris the Fourth back at you with another upload reaction. This time was requested by one of my friends who commented on the Family Guy video to do a top 10 most haunted places in the world. Now, I am not a very big fan of, fear itself. Adrenaline rush, that type of, that feeling like that you're gonna die or something like. I don't like that. Some people do. I don't. But I'm starting to lean more into coping, as you say, with creepy stuff. So why not react to one of the top 10 haunted places in the world? It's gonna suck. It might. I don't know. But let's get going. Y'all ready? I'm ready.
Hey, Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host, Shade Arena, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. We do a ton of scary content over here at Most Amazing Top 10, so it was only a matter of time before we counted down the top 10 most haunted places in the world. Hauntings are the cornerstone of so many horrific happenings. You usually have murder, decrepit buildings, mystery, and ghosts all wrapped into one. As always, I would love it if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell, and stick around for
Same for my video, same.
the whole list because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you guys love so much. If anyone at home wants some more Most Amazing Top 10 content, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We are starting to do Facebook exclusive content. If anyone at home needs some merch, check out the link in the description below. Use the offer code MA10 to get $5 off, which means you can grab a shirt for only 10 bucks. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list.
Go.
At number 10, we have Salem, Massachusetts, USA, a town revered by the occult and has a dark enough history to make any horror fan squeal with glee. Salem, Massachusetts.
Over the last few weeks, a lot of my friends have gotten laid off or had their hours reduced. And more, they're coming to me.
I don't need money, bro. They don't need it.
Massachusetts was the home of the 1692 Salem witch trials. This is where a massive witch hunt led to the hanging of 19 people who were falsely accused of using witchcraft. There are several spots around the town that give off an extremely creepy vibe and have reported hauntings, but the most notorious place is the former home of Sheriff George Corwin. He was the man responsible for spearheading the hunting and capturing of these witches. Not only that, but the people that were captured, he would take them into his basement and then he would torture these people until they confessed to their crimes. Now his ghost and the ghosts of several other people who were tortured by him haunt the Joshua Ward House, which is the building that sits on the land that the sheriff's house used to be on. At number 9, we have the Fairmont Hotel in Banff, Canada. If you have never been to Banff, it is one of the most beautiful places in the whole world. There's amazing skiing in the winter, and in the summer it turns into a lush green wonderland. If you were a ghost, this would be a paradise to haunt. The Fairmont sits on top of a mountain that looks so regal it could double as the Grand Budapest Hotel. It was built in 1888 and it was the center point to increase tourism in the area, and it worked. But like any old building, this place has adopted some guests that refuse to check out. There are 2 ghosts that are responsible for the majority of the ghost sightings, one being that of an old bellhop. He was the employee of the hotel back in the 70s, and after he kicked the bucket, he decided that retirement wasn't for him. His ghost has been seen throughout the hotel helping people to this day. Very few people get to do what they love. Why let a little thing like death stop you from sticking to your passion? Another ghost is that of the bride dressed all in white. The story goes that she tripped down a staircase on the day of her wedding and met a grim ending. That is a huge bummer. You're about to make it to the altar and you lose your footing. Oh, that sucks.
Hey, and let me know, do you guys believe in ghosts, demons, any type of what do you call it? Aberrations? Do you believe in any of that stuff? Have you had any of those experiences? Let me know in the comment section. I never really seen one, but look, I'm not gonna question it. I don't want no parts of having any experiences. Okay, but let me know if you guys have had any experiences with it.
At number 8, we have the Chinoi Church in Beijing, China. An old mysterious building that sits in Beijing, China. There are several elements to this building that make it an intriguing place for anyone interested in the supernatural. First, no one knows who built the building or who commissioned the building to be built, almost as if an outside force created the building, like the devil came to town and was like, yeah, let's build a church. Also, on the front door of the building there is a note that makes it very clear that there are no ghosts inside, which is super sus. Like where I live, there's no note about ghosts because it's just a given. We know there's no ghosts. This place uses the used car salesman approach to convincing people. Yeah, that rickety noise in the back? Oh, that's just something the car makes. It's an added feature. You know? The residence is haunted by the ghost of a young woman who killed herself by hanging during the communist war in China. Some say she did this because her husband was killed at war, and others say she was trying to avoid capture. At number 7, we have the Shanghai Tunnels in Portland, USA. A Shanghai tunnel sounds like a place where you go to bet on horse racing and eat the best fried rice you've ever had in your life. But it actually used to be the epicenter for human trafficking in the United States. Located in Portland, Oregon, the tunnels are now run down and unused. Back in the 19th century, people walking through these tunnels would often be kidnapped and then sold overseas into slave labor. Some bars above these tunnels had trap doors.
See that bright brain full of activity? That's a healthy 18-year-old brain.
Oh, that's
Mine
creepy as
is
hell,
the
bro.
In them, which they would use to take drunk people, slip them down to the tunnels where they would never be seen again. A lot of people.
I heard about something like that. I don't know if it was this one, but I have heard of, you know, how human trafficking, like it works. Like they really, like people, they get you drunk or they sleep you something and you drink and you're blacked out, like you're done. And next thing you know, you wake up in the underground. Oh, that's creepy. That's why I don't like going out. That's why I don't like going to like. You just never know, bro. You just never know. But that, wow, that's horrifying, bro. It really is.
Died in these tunnels before they were sold off into slavery. Now it's said that their angry ghosts walk the halls. Screaming, banging, and even weeping can be heard when you pass through these tunnels. At number 6, we have La Chateau de Brisac, France. We are heading all over the world with this list, and now we're heading to a place that has a long, rich history, France. It makes sense to waltz right into a castle. Besides being one of the most glorious buildings in all of France, an exciting reason to visit this place is the spectral tourist attraction. Back during the reign of King Charles VII, he was married to a beautiful woman who he unfortunately found out was cheating on him. He wasn't too happy with this, so he divorced her, and that was that. I'm just kidding. It was the 1400s. He also had her killed for insulting his honor. That's how they did things back then. When her life ended, she was wearing a green dress. Now it's said you can see the ghost of a woman in a green dress walking the halls, moaning for her lost love. At number 5, we have Morgan House, Kalimpong, India. The estate formerly owned by the Morgans has a rather dark past. The house was lived in by Baron George Morgan and his wife back in the 1930s. Apparently, Mr. Morgan would spend a lot of his free time torturing his wife. With them being in India and his wife having nowhere to go, she eventually fell into a depression. Not long after that, she died. The two never had any kids, and after Mr. Morgan died, the Indian government took control of the property. It has now been spruced up into a nice hotel, but the terrors of this building's past haven't been washed away. Mrs. Morgan is free from her husband and has no interest in leaving her home. Many patrons of the hotel say they have heard her high heels walking along the wooden floors. At number 4, we have Casa Loma, Toronto, Canada.
Bro, I don't understand why, like, these hotel businesses or whatever, like, they like, I like how they don't do any background checks of like the houses or anything, you know, or grounds that used to be there. Like, I don't, like, they gotta know somebody was there when they were building it, right? Like, I know it's all about money, I get it, but, like, come on, like, you can't be surprised people are complaining and be like, yo, dude, it's like a lady in here, dude, you know? I don't like those types of people, man. It's all about the money, bro.
Most famously haunted place in all of Toronto. It's literally a massive castle that is a 10-minute drive from the world famous CN Tower. It's strange having a massive stone castle built in the early 20th century so close to the downtown core, but that's probably why it's so haunted. All the ghosts want to gather there because it feels like home. One of the most haunted areas of the castle are the secret underground tunnels which connect different sections of the property. There have been reports of a ghostly miner who might have died digging the tunnels and a lady in a white dress. Also, the castle's former owner, Lady Mary Pellet, has been seen all throughout the building. Some people say they've tried to take a picture of her when she's walking through, and she will use her ghostly powers to turn off your camera. Sounds like she's not very photogenic. If you want to give yourself an extra fright, you should come check out the castle in October when they turn the whole thing into a massive haunted house. I've been, it's a great time. At number 3, we have the Hill of Crosses in Lithuania. The look of this place will make you say, oh yeah, there are for sure some ghosts in here. This hill has been the site of rebellion.
Your face?
Damn.
Your moneymaker. So why would you pair it with cheap plastic?
Respect and remembering the dead for the past 500 years. People have come here to place crosses as a way to pay good fortune to those who died fighting for the freedom of Lithuania. This practice has made it a safe haven for spirits to walk through, and there have been reports of seances performed there trying to contact these dead heroes. There are currently over 100,000 crosses piled up on this hill. Back in the Soviet reign, they tried to destroy this holy landmark 3 times. Three times. But the Lithuanian people stood strong and came back to rebuild it every time. That's a pretty awesome story of solidarity. I know why ghosts want to hang out here. They're like, I know my home will be safe forever. At number 2, we have Cemetery Number 1 in New Orleans, USA. This place has been nicknamed the Haunted City because it is literally filled with so many graves that you could fill a small theater. There are over 700 graves at this site. You pack that many people into one spot and you are guaranteed some strange spirits walking around. On Halloween, it must be like a massive party in there. It would be a giant ghost rave with the coolest people from the last 200 years. The grave that gets the most attention is that of former voodoo priestess Marie Laveau. It said she had the power to influence spirits, and now even in death her ghost can gain strength from the graveyard and get the phantoms to do her bidding. I mean, that's a good skill to have after you're dead. You're like, oh, you guys, you work for me. That's how this is gonna work. And for the number 1 spot, we have the Rose Hall in Montego Bay, Jamaica. A beautiful mansion that used to be the home of the Palmers back in the 19th century. The two were a loving couple, or that's what the public thought. Mr. Palmer died one day of suspicious causes, but foul play was inconclusive. Annie Palmer took control of the property, and people weren't too suspicious until her 2 following husbands and her parents died, all without warning. Now things are getting a little suspicious. The urban legend of Annie Palmer is that she was a witch and she would use dark magic to kill her victims. It's said that her evil spirit still inhabits the Rose Hall. A witch ghost sounds pretty serious, especially one that has killed people. That's not something you want to disturb for your own entertainment, right? Well, you totally can. You can take tours of the building which highlight all the legends surrounding the witch of the Rose Hall. And if you really want to bring some bad mojo into your life, you can take part in a seance to communicate with the spirit of Annie Palmer. I think the ghost of a murderous witch isn't something I would want to hang out with. Alright everyone, that is our list, and as promised, I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you guys love.
Well, we ain't gonna do that. But anyway, whew, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, but I still prop that question, like, why do these businesses always feel like, hey, you know what, we can make business off of this. Yeah, it's abandoned, yeah, it's ghost, but whatever, people like it. They feel like people would really like that. Like, maybe some people do. But it's like, if you're just like an average person, you see like this beautiful like place, right? You be like, oh yeah, that'll be a good like little getaway, stuff like that. You book it, you stay in there, and then next thing you know, you see like a damn ghost looking over you, and it's like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to hear them noises, bro. Like, are you kidding me? It's insane. It's good, but anyway, like, but yeah, that's pretty interesting, bro. It's a lot of witches, a lot of aberrations, stuff like that. But yeah, let me know if you guys have seen any aberrations, if you have any horrific experience that you came across with like a demon or a ghost, anything like that. Let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know what other videos you want me to react to. I might react to a top 10 haunted places in LA, because that's where I live. you know, or in California, so somewhere where I'm from. Like, I really do want to know so I can stay away from places like that. But anyway, if you made it this far, leave a like on the video, comment what you want me to react to next, your ghost stories, whatever, and hit that subscribe button if you're new, and hit that notification bell, because I will be uploading more videos. And that's going to do it for this video, and I'll see you guys, like I said, in the next video. Bye.